All right, here's something the government knows that they don't want you to know because it does concern what is in the Declaration of Independence and in the U.S. Constitution. If you are born in America, you are an American. You are part of we the people. They don't want you to know that. Read the Constitution. It says the people. Anything that says persons, the Black's Law Dictionary defines a person as an employee or a personnel of the government. So if they say you're a person, you're not a person. You're not a U.S. citizen. And also in their documents, it claims that a citizen is a corporation. So as a U.S. citizen, you're a corporation. There is no such thing as an American citizen. You're an American individual as one of the people of America. If you're born in Washington, D.C., then you are a U.S. citizen. You're born in the United States government, the U.S. The U.S., that's Washington, D.C., that is of, or supposed to be, of America. But it don't say District of America. It says District of Columbia. So you're something else if you're born in Washington, D.C. You're not an American. You're not one of we the people if you claim yourself as a U.S. citizen. You can look all this up. You can go on Sovereign Living channel, and he'll show you. And he'll show you what the stuff that's at the bottom that you can type in, and it'll pull up everything that's said or he shows you and repeats what's there. You can find all this out. He shows you what common law is and everything. The dictionary defines what common law is and what legality is, legalese. You know, there's two different jurisdictions. There's legalese under admiralty law, which is what we're being ran under, and we're not supposed to be as Americans. They can only use those laws in Washington, D.C. and on the seas. Admiralty law is for the seas. It's not for to be implemented upon people on land. The common law is for the people in America that lives on in a country, on a piece of land, not out in the ocean or the sea or whatever out there. So, as a born American, you are one of we the people. As a born U.S. citizen in Washington, D.C., you are a U.S. citizen. You're a corporation as a citizen. The all caps artificial name that was created, which Black's Law Dictionary defines what that artificial name is and who created it. The government created it. And they're slamming it on you, and then you are saying that that's your name. It's not your name. That does not belong to you. Your parents did not give you that name, that artificial name. They gave you your real name. You can claim yourself whatever. If you claim yourself to be a U.S. citizen, then you are subject to be under their admiralty laws of legality, legalese. You're in a tribunal court under admiralty law. Look it up. The black robes they wear is what judges in a tribunal court wears. These traffic courts are all tribunal courts. They're there to try you like you are a subordinate to the U.S. government. not as an American trying to be free like we're supposed to be under common law. So y'all need to learn the difference between common law and admiralty law. They're way different. And you'll see which one we are actually being ruled under. Everything that you see happening to all these people, they're these cops, when they pull you over and they walk up to your window and start investigating you, you're in a tribunal court because the cop is looking for anything he or she can to find you guilty of something, like a judge would do. With all the evidence the judge gathers, with all the evidence the cop gathers, I say you're guilty, I'm arresting you, without going to the judge with all of the information that they need that says you've committed a crime and you're more than likely guilty of a crime. And then the judge is to look at it and say, yeah, this looks good enough, to be used in court. Here's a warrant with an affidavit that goes with it, and they're to show it to the person that they're going to arrest with the warrant and the affidavit created to create the warrant. And that's how it's supposed to work. Then you go into that courtroom. They're supposed to take you straight to the judge when the judge signs a warrant to come and get you, not just put you straight in jail. And then you're innocent until proven guilty. You are presumed innocent first, even though they're taking you to court. Because when you're presumed innocent first, they can't arrest you right then and there. They have to take all that information, take it to the judge, and then the judge says, okay, I believe this and that, and I believe it can stick, and enough to bring them into court. And then you, when you go into court, have to admit to doing that crime. Well, you have no obligation to help the judge prosecute you. You're under no obligation to answer a judge's questions and let that judge prosecute you. You are in there to defend your rights if you created no victim. And that's the whole point of the court anyways, is if you created a victim. And the only way they can put you in court is if they put you in a court of records. It even defines what a tribunal court is and what a court of records is. A tribunal court is not a court of records. There's no record keeping of it. In a court of records, you go before the Supreme Court. The real court, the only court that is recognized under common law and the Constitution. Read it. These traffic courts are not acknowledged as part of common law in the U.S. Constitution. If you back the U.S. Constitution, you have to read everything in it, and you have to recognize that. You have to recognize the truth. As one of we the people, we are to be tried in a court of records by trial by jury. Not jury trial, trial by jury. Jury trial is a tribunal crap. And it's to be done in a court of records, and there is to be a victim that is to show up in court. And the victim, as it states in the Constitution, that a state cannot be seen as a victim. The state does not have eyes and a brain. So the state cannot be a victim. So these so-called state laws that they say the people are breaking and they're turning the state to a victim, that's a lie. You cannot turn a state into a victim. It don't have eyes to see that you broke its laws, and it don't have a brain to know, to calculate, to think, and say, yeah, you broke my laws. I've been injured because you broke my laws, and I'll be in court. Aside from the witness, you have to have your accuser in court. The one accusing you of turning them into a victim. The state is not a victim. The state does not have eyeballs and does not have a brain. It does not have flesh. It does not have blood. It cannot speak for itself because it don't exist. So it cannot be a victim. A victim has to exist in reality. So y'all living in a utopia. The state's laws don't exist. The governors create the laws, which are our representatives. They're supposed to represent us. They're not given a lawful right to create statutes and then claim them as law and enforce them upon us as law. Read up on it. Don't just sit there and have a closed mind and believe what you want. They're supposed to try us under common law as part of we the people. You are one of the people, we the people, as American. If you claim yourself to be a U.S. citizen, then you're not an American. And then you're subject to their admiralty law of tribunal courts and no rights. Your rights are gone. You can ignore the U.S. Constitution. It's been dissolved because that's what they were created for. To dissolve the U.S. Constitution. And if they dissolve the U.S. Constitution, then they have dissolved their position because they were created under the U.S. Constitution. So if the U.S. Constitution don't exist, then the judges don't exist. The lawyers don't exist. You know, they're part of the Bar Association created in the U.S. Constitution. And so if the U.S. Constitution don't exist, the Bar Association don't exist. So the lawyers don't exist. The judges don't exist. They were created under the Bar Association for the judicial branch. The legislative branch created the Highway Safety Act, and then they created the traffic courts, the tribunal courts, in the legislative branch. There's nothing in the common law of the U.S. Constitution that gives the legislative branch, which are the governors that are part of the legislative branch, did not give them the implied power of authority to create traffic courts and use them as if they are court of law like the U.S. Supreme Court is or was created for. They have nothing to do with the U.S. Supreme Court. That's why you appeal all this stuff. And you take it to the next court. And then if they go against your rights and everything and they don't want to listen, then you appeal that one. And you